call me Kratos. Because I pull off stunts like this. Well, alright. You know, after playing some really intense, difficult games, you just want to cool down with something more relaxing and less tense? Well, Chivalry 2 is exactly one of those games. Hello everyone, my name is Ran. And today we're going to talk about the first/third-person PvP game, Chivalry 2. The story is that the pagans have had it too good for too long, and so the righteous Christians must wipe them off the face of the earth. These are known as the Red Masons and the Blue Agathians. Of course, the Masons do not agree with this point of view, and so the War of the Roses, the war between Masons and Agatha sparked. Unless you join a specific server and just go with the automatcher, the servers you join follows the map in a set order, telling the story of the game progressively. Like how the Agathians raided a Mason fishing village, the Masons retaliate by attacking an Agathian port. Most maps are objective based, where the attacking team has to do the objectives and the defenders doing their best to not let those objectives happen until the timer runs out. When objectives are done, the attackers get some extra time for the next objective. Objectives such as get the siege rams to the walls, burn the village, cripple the navy, steal the Mason wives and the peasants, break through gates, loot the city, support illiteracy, and burning down piles of twigs. Due to the level design being built to make an easy time for attackers, maps tends to reach the final objective. Whether that is killing the VIP character or destroy something belonging to the defenders, once it's completed, the attackers wins. Every now and then you also get a few team deathmatch rounds. Each side have a set amount of lives and whoever hits 0 first or has the lowest when the time runs out loses. Classes. There are 3 of them. Vanguard. Fastest to get into sprint, meaning they can do sprint attacks faster than other classes. The Vanguard has more stamina than the other classes as well, which lets them swing, block and dodge more without rest. Footman, the support class. By that I mean you have a bunch of hard-hitting weapons, but your class ability is throwing out medpacks. Knights. The cool-looking class has similar devastating weapons of the Vanguard and a large health pool, makes them more resistant against sharp weapons and arrows. But a lot of blunt damage weapons gets a big damage boost against knights to even it out. Also crossbows, but no one plays with the crossbow. And then there's spectator mode, where you stay really far away from objectives, taking up team slots, while playing duck count with the same accuracy you had when you played that game at the age of 5. Each class and subclass has a class ability. These are abilities that charge over time, depending on your class. Charge faster by doing something specific. The class best at building up meter is the Knight, because their condition is get hit. One charge, you can do it once before the meter goes back to 0. These can be clutch combat changers like Healing Horn or Oil Pot, which is a Molotov cocktail, or something to steadily keep the pressure in your favor, like planting a healing banner or refill your ammo without having to run back to an ammo crate. There are plenty of weapons to try out in this game. Normally, you'll have a main weapon, a backup weapon, and a utility tool. The utility being either a throwing weapon, deployable stakes, or shields normally. One subclass forgoes this flexibility for the practicality of having 2 main weapons. In theory, that means you can have 2 different weapons to fit for what you're facing, but in reality, it means you can throw the first one and continue fighting with the second one. Throwing is the most quintessential combat style in Chivalry 2. Just like our ancestors before us threw shit and rocks at their enemies, we evolved and modernized so we could throw shit and rocks at enemies. Anything you can hold can be thrown. The damage varies on the objective thrown, and don't worry, if you have a sharp weapon and can't find anything throwable, just look at the corpses around you and get creative. But about the weapons you don't throw away, there's 3 ways to swing them. Most people only know the first way, which is the horizontal swing. There's the overhead swing and the thrust too. Since your overhead can bump into terrain or other players on your team, adapt to which way you approach the enemy with your weapon. And of course, if you wish to achieve true power, there's the forbidden special move button, which tends to be a move with a long wind up but a big damage on delivery. By the way, if you play as a spectator and hog the ballista, that's a literal war crime, and you better pray I don't spot you doing it while there's still room to join the other team. And for the love of God, do the damn tutorial! It's like 10 minutes and teaches you a ton of stuff about the game. Most of the stuff people in the chat cries about that isn't about Eastern Europe politics is covered in the tutorial. Just do it. As you play and finish rounds, you earn coin. These are used for cosmetics only. to deck out your favorite classes and show off your dedication to a specific weapon you like. This is why 80% of all Vanguard players has the Golden Highlander sword, because the fucking Weeb sword is the ultimate blender tool and most of us enjoy playing in 64 player servers. Now there's one thing I haven't touched yet, the Tenosian Invasion. What's that? That's an update that had added like 3 maps. No one plays these because they're stuck on 40 player servers and these maps have cavalry in them. Cavalry is the most miserable thing after people playing spectator mode. They're fun and easy to play, but you only get knocked around by running horses so many times before it starts to grate you. The new Tenosian Invasion, which are based on Arabic countries, are lacking in drip since they got added recently. Like seriously, look at this. This should be considered a hate crime. And since no one bothered customizing their Tenosian Empire characters, they all have the default white bald man look. The 2 actual maps on themselves are pretty good. Just due to the small map pool, you quickly get worn out by them. So when you want to wind down after some hardcore gaming, maybe next time you'll give Chivalry 2 a glance. It's an easy to get into PvP game that doesn't take itself too seriously, while still having some depth for the people who wants to go the whole way of mastering the blade. Just some hacky slashy mayhem for a good while that demands no real commitment from you. At least that's what I hope you'll do after watching this video. I recommend you keep an eye out for discounts, as the game gets some big ones from time to time. For example, as of writing the script, it's 50% off on Games Planet. I want to thank you all for watching. I got a Twitch for a stream, linked in the description, and a Twitter where I mention when new streams and videos comes out, also in the description. And until next time.
Of course. The ingredient was life, and it has so willingly come.